Let's have a tea-chat and discuss what you should do when you move to the Netherlands. First, get a local's bank card because your country's card will likely not get accepted in some stores here. When I moved to the Netherlands, it was a big issue. I can't believe I'm saying it as if I was so old and it was such a long time ago. Now it's improving, but still can be very limiting, so to be on the safe side, get a Dutch bank account. Number 2, get familiar with Action. Moving countries is already expensive and you don't want to spend more than necessary. Action can help you here. An average shower gel can cost 30–40% less versus some other store, if not more. You can also find there thoroughly cheap plates and wine glasses because there is nothing worse than drinking wine from water glasses, right? Another thing you absolutely should do is get a personal OV chip card and connect it to your bank account. At the beginning, I overpaid buying single tickets, and public transport in the Netherlands is expensive. We also don't want to miss a train because we run out of money on the card and there is a huge line to top it up. Like and follow me if you enjoy this format and you want more of it.
Hey guys, so I'm here to tell you the most important tips of living here in Taiwan as a foreigner. So I'm half Taiwanese and I lived in Taiwan for 4 years for university. When I first moved here, I was a bit confused on how to go about my daily life because obviously as a foreigner, you're new to everything. So I'm here to guide you on how to make your life in Taiwan a lot more convenient and enjoyable, because choosing to live in Taiwan was the best thing that's ever happened. So the first thing is to use the public transits. These are definitely going to save you from wasting time and money. MRTs especially are located throughout the entire city, so wherever you are in Taipei, it's only just walking distance to the station. I highly recommend purchasing this Easy Card, which is basically your transportation card to scan in and out of all the stations. And you can purchase these easily at 7-Eleven. Now 7-Elevens in Taiwan are also going to be your biggest lifesavers. They have everything and anything you can ask for all in one shop. And they're also located at pretty much every corner in the streets. If you're hungry, come to 7-Eleven. If you need to print any papers or purchase any tickets, come to 7-Eleven. If you need to withdraw cash, come to 7-Eleven. Now a third important thing is to carry cash with you everywhere you go. Let's say you want to try some local food at a night market or just a little shop on the corner. These places do not take credit card, and you will definitely need Taiwan dollars to pay. It's also so much more convenient to pay with cash in Taiwan compared to the States because there are no taxes. So whatever price you see is the price you're gonna pay. And lastly, if you're a foreigner coming to study or just to live here and want to make some extra money on the side, there's a lot of teaching opportunities for languages such as English being the biggest one, French, Japanese, and more. For the time I was there, I was actually a private English tutor, and I just loved the entire experience. One of the biggest questions I always get asked is if you really need Mandarin to get around. I personally already know how to speak Mandarin, but from what I've seen, short answer is no, you don't. A lot of the locals already know how to speak English, but if they don't, they will be willing to help you otherwise. But then again, it's always good to know the basics of the country you're going to. So I hope you guys find these tips helpful when you plan your next trip or stay in Taiwan.
If you're looking to escape America and move abroad, here are 3 countries to consider: Mexico for its food and the expat community that spans so many cities, Portugal for its safety, and Italy, specifically Sicily, for quality.
What are the safest countries for expats? In a survey by Internations, the world's largest network for people who work and live abroad, the company asked over 14,000 expats from 174 nationalities living in over 190 countries to rate different aspects of life abroad. One of these aspects was personal safety and security. Can you guess which country ranked number 1? Watch to the end to find out. In 11th place was Oman. Number 10 was Taiwan. Number 9 was Finland. Number 8 was New Zealand. Number 7 was Norway. Number 6 was Switzerland. Number 5 was Malta. Number 4, Canada. Number 3, Japan. Number 2, Singapore. And in number 1 came Luxembourg. Have you lived in any of these places? What are your thoughts? Comment below.
Hi, I'm Sarah, an American that lives in the Netherlands. Thanks for watching.
Where do expats think they get the most bang for their buck? Internations took a poll among expats and gave them 52 destinations to rank, and here are the top 10. The rankings were based on 3 criteria. One was their general satisfaction with their financial situation. Number 2 was how satisfied they were with the general cost of living. And third was their disposable income sufficient for them to lead a comfortable life in that destination. So the top 10 were, starting from 10, Portugal. 9 was China. 8 is Taiwan. 7th was the Philippines. 6 was India. 5 was Malaysia. 4th was Thailand, one of my favorites. 3rd was Indonesia. Coming in 2nd was Mexico, an expat favorite. And the number 1 destination that expats rate as where their money goes the furthest is Vietnam. What's your experience as an expat?
One thing about Swedes is they will be talking in weeks. After working in Sweden for almost 2 years, I've noticed a few differences between the US and Swedish working systems. But one that has taken the longest to get used to is speaking in weeks of the year rather than dates. For example, instead of saying March 25th, Swedes will be like, let's just circle back week 12. And I never know off the top of my head what that means, so I always have to look at the calendar. So is this another case where the US is just on their own and the rest of the world is talking in weeks? Or is this a Swedish specific thing? And let's say someone says week 42. Do you actually know what those days are?
People are always asking how I make money in Vietnam and what do I do here. When I first got here years ago, I worked as a fine dining chef. I came here and I was hired to do that. After that, I started playing music here. I didn't make a lot of money doing that, but it was just cool to do it. And then after that, I opened a tour company, which went really well, but I sold that. That's Back of Bike Tours, still in operation, still fantastic. I highly recommend it. So that was the original trip. Now, on this trip coming back here, TikTok alone will pay enough to live a humble life in the countryside. So TikTok pays anywhere from $5 a day to $80 to maybe there's a few $100 days in there too. I never know, it's random, I can't depend on it. But if I wanted to, I could live off of TikTok in the countryside in a humble life. Brand deals for content will pay for a life in Saigon. So you see me doing some deals here and there, and working with Chinsu a lot heavily lately. And I'm going to continue doing that. My relationship with Chinsu has been really good. And there's some field trips coming up. I'm actually going to Japan in a few days. They're sending me out there. And hopefully we're going to be going around Vietnam with them to see their factories, to see their farms that use. So I'm excited about that. So brand deals from content will pay for a life in Saigon. Beyond that, we have a strong savings that we don't need to touch, but if we needed to touch, it's there. So it gives us some security. Beyond that, I'll probably open another business here soon, and I'm going to be focusing hard on content for the next year. You know, things are going well right now, and I intend to just push it harder and go further and give you a lot more and see what I can do. So that will be my focus for the next year. So for people that are interested in moving here, it's getting really hard with the visa situation. Visas are not easy like they used to be. They're much harder to do it. The easy common answer is if you are a native English speaker, you absolutely can teach English here. You need to get an ESL degree or something. I don't know about it. It's not that hard to do it, but you can do it. And people that teach English here tend to live a pretty comfortable life. So if that's a path you want to go down, that's the only path I can easily recommend. You know, other skill sets, like someone reached out, they were a mechanic or something. I don't think it's going to work. If you're a chef, again, it's hard to get hired now with the visas. So unless you're going down the English teaching path, I don't have any advice for you. Yeah, that's it.